That's George Strait. Check yes or no, which is somewhat related to our program today. It'd be a bit of a stretch to try and make it fit, but I think we can probably do that. We've got a distinguished group of individuals in studio today. Man, are we looking forward. I always look forward to doing the show, but I particularly look forward to it when I have kids in the studio. Dee Musselman is going to set the stage for us. And take it away, Dee. Tell me what we're here for.
Well, good morning, Gordy. I am really grateful to be here. I've had a delightful time with these young folks this summer. They're from an American government class at the senior high school, and Mr. Ehlers has been so kind to let these folks give back to Faribault by helping tend the Garfield Memorial Garden. The class is an American government class, and to remind everybody that democracy is a government of, by, and for the people. So these folks actually implement that by giving back to Faribault with 12 hours of their time to make a beautiful space at the Garfield Memorial Garden. And with that, I'm out of here. And these folks are going to represent the gardening team of about 25 students from those classes.
All right. So how are you involved in this, though, Dee, if it's Mr. Ehlers' class?
Well, this was my baby way back when I was sitting on my front porch watching the Garfield school come down and thought, all right, John Kennedy said, don't ask what Faribault can do for you, but what can you do for Faribault? I did a little twist on that, right, Gordy?
Yeah.
But from that, we created this garden, and these folks keep that dream alive. So that's how I'm involved.
Do they get credit for this in school?
They get to do the gardening in lieu of writing a project or doing something else, and oh my, do we have a good time.
Yeah.
And we learn so much.
We're going to get to know the kids, and then we'll probably have to take a break, and then we'll come back and talk about the gardening and how much fun that is. First, I think Samuel is with us, right, Sam?
Yep.
Do you prefer Samuel or Sam?
Sam's fine.
But you prefer...
Yeah, I prefer Sam.
Samuel? You prefer Samuel or Sam?
Sam.
Sam's fine. Okay.
Yep.
Because you wrote down Samuel. That's why I wondered.
Yeah.
So tell us about yourself, Sam. What grade are you in?
Well, I'm a junior in high school. I play soccer. That's pretty much it.
You have your season opener this Saturday, right?
Yep.
At New Prague, 1 o'clock, the defending section champs. How cool is that?
It's pretty cool. I mean, last year was a great year. I'm hoping this year can be as good as last year.
Yeah, I think so. I've been told you got a speedy team.
Yeah, we're really fast. I mean, it's looking good.
So are you the goalie then?
No.
Just teasing, fast goalie. What position do you play?
I play center back defense. That's usually my main position. I stick to that.
All right. Sitting to his left is Emma. Right, Emma?
Yeah.
Emma, is it Winkleman?
Yeah, Winkleman.
Are you related to Babe?
I don't think so.
Okay. You probably get asked that all the time.
Yeah, pretty often.
By the way, Sam's last name is Swanson. So tell us about yourself, Emma. What grade you're in?
I'm going to be a junior. I'm on the Faribault Emeralds dance team, and I enjoy playing soccer in the summer and doing theater when I can.
Oh, cool. We also have with us Cassie Swanson.
Hi.
Are you related?
No.
To the other Swanson?
No, but we tell everybody we're cousins.
Oh, you do? But
Yeah.
you're not really cousins. Okay. So I know you're on the softball team.
Yeah, I'm on the softball team with Claire.
And you're a senior, right?
No, I'm a junior.
You're a junior?
Yeah.
Wow. What else do you do?
With fast pitch takes up most of my time. I play it in the winter and the summer, but besides that, doing like link crew and helping out the school and doing some advanced classes at the school.
And then this is Claire, who
Yeah.
I know is a fast pitcher extraordinaire, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And you're a senior?
I'm a junior.
Well, you're a junior too.
Yeah.
Man, you guys got a young softball.
Yeah.
We do.
Holy
We're not
moly.
gonna have any seniors this year.
You were so good this last year and almost knocked off, man, Cato East in the sections.
Yeah.
That was a fun game to broadcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to take a break. Tell us about yourself quickly, Claire.
I'm a junior at FHS and I'm involved in DECA, softball, link crew, and NHS.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how you have time to be a kid. We're going to take a break here, then we'll come back and talk about gardening. I just took a picture up there. You can see it at kdhlradio.com.
Oh.
October's down 15 at 60.37. December's now 25 lower at 56.25. John Perkins, Round Field.
Thanks, John. Appreciate that opening market report. A service of your KDHL Agri Boosters. Those Agri Boosters include Ag Power Enterprises, your John Deere dealer. They have locations in Owatonna, Hollandale, Belle Plaine, also Osage and Northwood, Iowa. Northland Buildings for quality post-frame construction. Head to the website northlandbuildings.com. Guests in studio today on our AM Minnesota show are some students from Faribault High School who have taken the bull by the horns, as they say, and helped with the Garfield Memorial Garden. It's gorgeous. Have a picture up on our website promoting today's show. You can see it at kdhlradio.com. kdhlradio.com. The picture doesn't show any weeds in it, but we'll see what the students have to say here. Again, Cassie Swanson is the lovely blonde. I'm talking to people on YouTube. The lovely blonde to my right here, I guess. On the far end here by the wall. Next to her is Claire Dretlaw. Good smile for the camera, Claire. Also next to her is Emma Winkleman. I love the wave. You can tell she's in theater with that wave. And after Emma comes Samuel Swanson, who's the luckiest man on the planet because he gets to work with all these lovely ladies. Right? Samuel's not going to deny that at all. So tell us, Samuel, if you would, lay the groundwork for us. Dee said this is in place of a paper or something, right?
Yep. So in place of a PowerPoint, which we had to present to the class at the end of the year, it was we had the option to go work for Dee for 12 hours, like any time during the summer. He'd give us specific times to come out, and we'd do it. 12 hours got us the full credit, and yeah, that's basically it.
Does he tell you what to do, or do you guys just take the bull by the horns?
He gives us a general idea, but he tells us to be creative and just use our imagination and just have fun with it.
And that's what you've done?
Yep.
Are you a gardener normally?
I mean, I helped my mom in the garden before, but not really, no.
Do you think you'll take this for the rest of your life? You'll be a gardener?
This is a pretty great experience. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't.
Well, there you go. See, there's another life lesson learned. Emma, are you a gardener?
Well, my parents do it a lot, so I've been able to help them out with that.
You think you'll be a lifelong gardener after this?
You know, maybe. I could see myself doing it in the future.
Flowers? This is obviously a flower garden.
Yeah. Maybe vegetables and stuff I could see myself doing.
Yeah, like tomatoes and peppers, all that good stuff. How about you, Claire?
Yeah, I would probably do the same, more vegetables.
It's a little more, I'm more of a vegetable guy too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not a big flower guy. Love flowers, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I'd probably have a nice landscape at my future house, but definitely some vegetables too.
Look at that, she's even got her landscape plan for her future house. Way to go, Claire. How about you, Cassie? Are you a gardener?
Yeah, I kind of am. I've had, working in the garden with my family for like my whole life. We have a flower bed and we have some vegetables growing, so I know I'll be doing it when I'm older too.
So you're the person to ask about what plants are in there, because I'm the world's worst at identifying flowers. I mean, I can do your petunias and, gladiolas and the easy stuff. What's in this garden?
I wouldn't really be able to tell you. I just look at the ones that are pretty, to be honest.
Oh, seriously? How about you, Claire? You know what's in the garden?
Not really.
You don't? Emma?
There's like pink flowers,
Yeah.
and, like bushes and stuff.
Nobody knows what's in the garden. That's interesting.
I really have no idea.
There's
So you
no
did some
weeds.
plantings,
Yeah,
or are
there's
these
no
all
weeds in the
perennials, or what?
Yeah, we did plantings. We took some out. We did weeding.
You don't know what you planted?
Well, I was told, but I forgot.
Okay, all right, that's
Something
okay.
like snow.
I don't know. I'm not the big plant identifier, but it does look like you've got a good variety of plants in the garden, right?
Yeah.
A terrific variety of plants. So do you determine? Evidently you don't determine what you plant.
There were some girls that went out and bought with Dee, bought the flowers and stuff, if they had like trucks to help them bring over, and then we would help, decide where the plants would go, how they would look, and how they'd make the space look really beautiful.
Yeah, you did a nice job with that, I will say that. And
Yeah.
people can again see this up at kdhlradio.com. I think it's a very nice looking garden. I love the way they've got the cornerstone of the old Garfield Elementary School, which is basically in the middle of the back of the garden. But you don't cover it up. none of these plants cover it up. You can see it. That's awesome. That's by design, obviously.
Mhm.
So what was your favorite part of doing all this?
Just, getting out there and working with all the other students that I usually don't see in the summer was really fun, and, getting those connections, but also, because I'm a gardener, like doing all that stuff, getting in the dirt and really working hard for an hour if I'm not doing that at home, it's just really fun for me.
How about you, Claire? Do you have a favorite part of this?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Just getting a better connection to nature and other people that you wouldn't normally talk to is really cool.
Emma?
My favorite part of this had to be, like, we started the day off with a circle where we'd all talk about stuff, and, like, we passed around a thing and you could say whatever you needed to get off your chest, and, like, it was a really nice way to, like, open up and get to learn more about your other students in your class, and then
Sure.
to just work next to each other, you just, like, there's a lot of talking and just being able to connect.
Yeah. And I'm sure when you got your hands in the dirt and you're weeding and stuff, you're still, conversing, right?
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, going off what Emma said, the circle was a really good way to talk to people that you've never really talked to before. Like, you'd be surprised what you can learn about people. And it was mainly just a stress reliever. It was a great experience.
Will the circle be unbroken?
No.
By and by? No, I'm sorry. He's just shaking his head.
It won't be broken.
No, it won't be broken. This has been going on for how long? Do any of you guys know? The gardening project? Do you know, Dee?
2002.
Okay, it started in
2002 was the first time the garden existed.
Okay. 2002 is when the garden started.
Mhm.
So has it been built up over the years?
Yeah.
Or has it been always about the same size?
Yeah, you've branched out a little bit, and we're continuing to do a little bit branching out. We got this nice area, so we might as well use it to its full advantage.
So Samuel, what did you learn about yourself doing this?
I learned that I actually kind of like gardening. It's really fun.
Okay. Emma?
I'd have to say I learned that, it's okay to branch out and, like, let other people get to know you and, like, get to know them as well.
Okay. Because you're more of you're a theater person, you're not a shy person, right?
Yeah, I'd say I'm not good out there.
Okay. Well, there are some shy people in the theater, I guess. That's what they say. Robin Williams, the famous comedian, who unfortunately tragically took his own life. He was, I guess, a shy person, which you never would have guessed. I mean, a comedian on stage doing all that, but he was a shy guy. How about you, Claire? What did you benefit most from this?
I learned that I really like nature and the outdoors, and it's just really satisfying seeing your hard work pay off in the soil, and just moving things here and there and cleaning up the little things really makes a difference.
Yeah. How about you, Cassie?
I like with the circle and stuff, learning to let some things go is some of the stuff we'd work on, or like not letting fear control you, and just stuff like that we would talk in circle would really make kind of an impact on the way I kind of lived my life, or even just saying hi to someone that would be walking down the street, or we'd invite them into circle, just kind of taking that approach into the high school.
So did you have a diverse group, this group of 25 students? You have other ethnic backgrounds, that sort of thing?
Yeah. It was from all over the school.
So it was nice to get to know all those people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And let them get to know you. 25 students. Do you all work at the same time in the garden?
No, it's kind of whenever you have time. Like, Emma's our kind of coordinator. Dee will contact her with what hours or whatever we can do it. So then she'll send a group text out to everybody that's involved, and they'll respond with if they can come or if they can't or whatever. And it goes all summer, so you don't have to get your 12 hours in right away. You can be pulling weeds in like October.
Sure. A group text. I was just thinking how some listeners are like, wow, a group text. Back in the day, we'd have to pick up the phone and call people. Now you can send out one text to however many people, right, with one click. That's awesome. So Samuel, you have a favorite plant in the garden?
Can't say I do, but the whole garden is really beautiful. I can't choose. There's so many beautiful ones.
Yeah, that was very good. Very good take on your part. How about you, Cassie? You got a favorite plant?
I don't know
in
what
the
it's
garden?
called, but it's kind of like this bush, but it has like these purple kind of flowers on the top with these like prickly cone flower. And Dee would invite us to like hold our hand over it and stuff, and he would tell us to like feel like the light go through us and stuff like that. And it was kind of funny, like you could actually kind of feel something if you really like calm down and let everything kind of move through you.
Wow, I'll have to try that. I'm gonna head back up to the Garfield Memorial Garden and hold my, it's a cone bush, you said?
Coneflowers.
Yeah, it's got the
Echinacea,
purple flowers.
coneflower.
Oh, a coneflower, okay. How about you, Claire? You have a favorite plant in the garden?
I don't know what they're called either, but it's like the first 2 rows of the garden are my favorite. Those are the ones that I helped plant with another girl that I really got to know pretty well and made a good connection, so that was really special, and I think they turned out nice and our hard work looked pretty good.
Sure.
Claire, will you talk about the insight that you gained from that planting?
Yeah, when we were planting, we just kind of noticed over time it really makes a big difference what a couple inches can do by moving a plant to the left or right, and how it brings the whole garden together as a whole.
Well, you, Emma, you have a favorite plant in the garden?
It sounds bland, but I like the hedges that are in the middle because like I work to like trim those up, and it just took a long time, and you have to like step back every time you take a trim so that you're making sure it's all like together.
Well, I think it looks lovely. Now,
Thank you.
somebody told me, a little birdie told me there are a few weeds in this garden. So you guys have to go up and do some weeding after the show, or what?
No, I don't think so.
Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Oh, okay. Friday they go out. Friday. So all 25 kids will be up there on Friday?
Oh no.
The ones that can make it and respond
Oh,
to
that's
like
right.
the
You guys said that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Usually there's
You
about
know, you
5
forget
or 8.
stuff. You
Yeah.
don't retain stuff real well when you get old. It kind of goes out the brain. My mom used to say, she passed away at the age of 89, and she used to say that there's only so much room in the brain. So only remember the important stuff. That's what she would say. Because I'd ask her what she'd have for breakfast at the nursing home, and she'd say, why do you ask me that every day? This was after about a couple months. Why do you ask me that every day? Well, I just am concerned. I want to make sure you're eating right and everything. And she said, I don't remember because it's not important. And then I got the message about the brain only being able to hold so much stuff, and you only remember the important stuff.
Yeah, let the little things go.
So guess what? I never asked her again what she had for breakfast. That was my life lesson that day. So you actually share things that are bothering you during this circle, right?
Yeah, Dee will mainly give us like a talking piece or whatever and like have some sort of message that he's trying to relay that day, but you can kind of say whatever you want relating to either your life or what's going on there or something in the garden or whatever is kind of on your mind. You can bring it into the circle and talk about it, and everybody can have a say on it.
And you did not have a problem with sharing your...
No, it felt really like secure and kind of safe to say whatever you wanted because of the like mood it was in, how everybody got to say what they wanted to. It was just kind of, it felt safe, and whatever you wanted to say, you could say.
Yeah, it really is amazing, isn't it, Emma, that a garden is just a peaceful place to be. And I can see where that setting would allow you to open up, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So everybody's in the same grade in this 25 people,
Yeah.
pretty much?
Yeah,
there's
we,
no-
it's like out of sophomore year we do this to get ahead in some credits, the American government class, so it's, we're all in the same grade. Except for a few might have taken it like after junior year, but there weren't that many that.
Speaking of American government class, as long as I have you here, and I know we're supposed to be talking about gardening, but what do you think, Samuel, about the presidential election that's going on right now?
Oh man,
I'd really be curious to know your thoughts.
I think it's pretty exciting. Man, that Trump guy, he's pretty smart. Just a little bit of sarcasm, but
Have you been following it at all, or?
I tried, but it just got really crazy.
Yeah. You think the system that we use in this country makes any sense? How we elect our presidents?
Not really. I don't know. I think the people should have a little bit more say in it, but, you know, what am I going to do right now? I'm only a junior.
Yeah. I mean, you're not even a voting age yet,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you will vote when you become eligible.
Yeah, definitely.
But you, Emma, you got any thoughts on the presidential race? And I mean, you don't have to say who you would vote for, okay?
Well, I don't really follow the presidential race. It's just what I hear from other people and like on the internet and stuff. So I just don't think either of the candidates are a really viable option as of now.
Yeah. So you'd rather vote for Dee for president?
Yeah.
Yeah, D for sure.
D for president. Get him in there.
No way.
I mean, versus the alternatives that we have now,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
Mhm.
The way that we select our presidential candidates, the political parties do that, right?
Yeah.
You think that makes sense, or should we change the way that happens? You guys are our future. You guys will have the power to
Yeah.
make those changes. So what changes would you make, Claire?
I don't know. I don't really know what changes I would make.
You have to sit down and give it some thought. I think.
Yeah, I'd have to look over it more.
How about you, Cassie? You got any ideas?
Yeah, kind of how you said with it's mainly like parties right now and stuff. So I think it would just have to go more towards the people, where the people kind of elect instead of the parties elect, so we don't have that much of a like opportunity to see who we want. It's kind of the parties, and then you have to pick one from there.
Yeah, but the sad reality is not many people turned out for our primary.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have the answers either. I'm just curious to hear what you guys had to say, because you're in an American government class.
Yeah.
So do you go to council meetings, city council meetings, and that sort of thing, learn about local government, or is this all about American government? What's in the class?
It's mainly about like history and American government.
So you study all the presidents,
Yeah.
you know, Lincoln.
Like we had to learn like the amendments and the Constitution, stuff like that, just like old American history.
You know, when I think back of our forefathers, those guys were brilliant. When they set up our Constitution and everything, weren't they brilliant?
Yeah.
And I think they're rolling over right now. Frankly, I'm looking at what's happening in our country. That was my editorial for the day, Claire. All right, getting back to the gardening project. When is it over for you guys? When school starts, or?
Whenever you complete your 12 hours of service to the garden, you can always come back for more after that, if you really enjoy it, or you can be done after that.
So do you punch in a time card, or how do you keep track of the 12 hours?
There's just a notebook, and you write down your hours and your name or whatever, and just kind of go off the honor system of whatever hours you've done, but that's kind of it.
Nobody's going to call you out if you don't get to the 12 hours, you don't think?
Not really, I don't think.
I keep a record in a notebook of
Yeah,
like
Emma.
how many hours everyone has and like what they have, and then I contact them and keep them updated with how far they are in their like
that's-
journey.
Well, who
That's why
keeps
she's
track
the
of your
leader.
hours?
I keep track of my hours.
Well, now, wait a minute. You guys trust her to keep track of her own hours?
Hey.
She knows.
Just teasing. Just teasing. So Samuel,
Yeah.
how many guys are in this class?
Mr. Ayler's class, there's probably about six guys.
So there's 19 girls and 6 guys. Is that what I mean?
I can't remember, but
Something like that. It's like a 3-to-1 ratio.
yeah.
Yeah.
You like that?
I mean,
You like
Careful
that?
what you say.
Oh, come on.
I don't really have a very strong opinion, but it wasn't bad, I guess.
I told you before you hit the airwaves, I think I was in heaven when I was your age. But for the ladies, what do you think about that? How come there's so many more girls than guys? Is this an elective class? I mean, you get to pick the class?
Yeah, you go out if you want to for this class. It's just kind of one of those things to get ahead, and I don't think the guys in our grade care as much, but there's a few that really want to like get their life in order. I don't know, they want to get going and stuff, so
Learn
props
about
to
American
them.
government.
Yeah.
So you like the class?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun.
About you, Claire?
Yeah, I really
Now,
enjoyed
you don't have
it.
to say you like the class.
No, I do. I did enjoy it because it was kind of nice to have just one class so you could focus your time on that and really like invest your time in learning about that one subject.
What's your
Yes,
favorite
it
class?
My favorite class?
Yeah, you can say Fayed, I would have.
Lunch.
I like
Lunch.
I like math classes.
I don't think lunch is a class.
Hey. Whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really nice just taking the one class and really interesting because especially now politics is huge in everyday life, so it's interesting to learn more about that and the systems.
Yeah, well, you should know about who's making the decisions that affect your lives. What about you, Cassie? You got a favorite class?
Mine's sciences and stuff. I'm just really into that stuff. But now learning this stuff, it's funny. I can like know what's going on when like in politic conversations, like especially like Thanksgiving when all the family gets together. I actually know what's going on and give my opinion and stuff. Before it was
yeah.
kind of like pushed to the side. Now I can actually like give input because I know what's going on.
Yeah. That's one thing I'll say my parents did too. They always asked us these questions at the supper table and got us involved in the conversation. So what do you want to do when you get out of school?
I want to get into the medical field, like surgeon, kind of stuff like that. Like
Dr. Swanson.
Yeah,
I like
Dr.
that.
Swanson.
How about you, Claire?
I'm really interested in getting like a finance major and becoming a consultant or something like that.
Really? You
Yeah.
could handle my retirement fund when you get older?
I could maybe.
We might have to talk a little later down the road, Claire. How about you, Emma?
I'd like to get into the law field and like criminal
Wow,
justice
lawyer.
and stuff. Well, it doesn't have to technically be a lawyer. I would like to either like get into like forensic anthropology, which is like the study of like bones to like help solve crimes and stuff.
Environmental law? Anything like that?
That's less interesting, but maybe. We'll see where the path takes me.
That's a lot of school, you know, Emma.
I know.
Same with the doctor. That's a lot
Yeah.
of school. You gotta like school to go into those fields. How about you, Sam?
My biggest interest is probably psychology, or sociology. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, that's probably what I want to go into. I'm not quite sure yet. I mean, there's always options, but it's my main interest right now.
So you're gonna have patients and have them lay on your couch and
Yep.
so the circle kinda helps you with that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great experience. The garden is, so.
It sounds to me like you guys all had fun in this class.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And if you make learning fun, you learn a lot more, I think,
Mhm.
than if it's boring, if it's dull. So the garden at Garfield, now is this the only Garfield, I mean, is this the only garden that a class is taking care of that you're aware of?
I believe so, yeah.
Again, this is at the former Garfield Elementary School, folks. I would invite all of you to drive out there and take a look because it is awesome. I do have a picture up on the website, but and a picture, you know, is 1,000 words, but it's not the same as going to the garden.
Yeah.
And I can think a lot of our listeners probably went to school at old Garfield Elementary School. It was a sad day when that came down, but they kept the cornerstone. They have a garden there. Nice little park in the corner. It's right next to a daycare. It's still a beautiful location. So I would encourage everybody to pop on up there. Hey, thanks, Dee, for bringing the kids in. Thanks to Claire, Cassie, Emma, and Sam for joining us this morning on AM Minnesota. Tomorrow, Chamber President Kim Anderson will be here in studio. And on Friday, we meet the new superintendent at Bethlehem Academy. Dr. Chuck Briscoe will be our guest on Friday's AM Minnesota show. Our first volleyball broadcast for the Faribault Falcons is this Friday when they host the New Prague Trojans. It'll be on Power 96 Radio. I'll be at Nolan Gym to bring that to you on the airwaves. Really eager, looking forward to that. 6:45 again on Friday evening. That's over on Power 96. That concludes today's edition of AM Minnesota on KDHL AM Faribault, Minnesota.
From ABC News.